I just finished my lesson with my students who are learning Lebanese Arabic. Today we had 4 lessons. We had absolute beginners, maintenance, and general 2 levels. They were really nice lessons. And I thought I finished and I still have energy for tonight. Hi Tita. So I thought I'm gonna come do a lesson. One of the people asked me this question and it was actually something I never thought about. So it's going to be a short lesson, hopefully. I always say it's a short lesson, but I end up doing a longer lesson always. So, of course, as usual, it's going to be a Lebanese Arabic lesson. So I'm gonna turn my camera and show you my screen and work on it. And as I always say, I'm still new using this screen, so bear with me, okay? And I want to show you something on the screen. Let me turn my camera and show you. Okay, first of all, whoever is here, look what I have. My 30-day, I'm just used to saying 30-day challenge, but it's not a 30-day challenge. It's my 30 authentic Lebanese dialogues and conjugations book. This is something I was working on for the past 4 years and a bit. So this is the cover. It comes with, obviously, 30 dialogues. And conjugation essentials, when I say that, literally it has more than 300 tables of conjugation. It has 465 tracks, which is a lot. It has more than 30 hours of content. So it's not really a book. It's a course condensed inside a book. So if you really want to improve your dialogue, speaking, vocabulary, while working on your conjugation like crazy, honestly, this is the right book for you. The way I recorded things are slowly with my voice and then faster with my voice, and then other people are recording with their voice, so you get to hear it authentically with natural speed. Honestly, it's the best Arabic book out there. I'm not even saying this because it's mine, but because I know how much work it took. So if you're interested, grab a copy. It's in the link in my bio. I'm starting today with all the promotions. And the next one is my obvious 30-day challenge course that most of you know about if you've been doing my lessons. So the 30-day, if you have any comments or questions, ask me here. So the 30-day challenge course obviously comes as 1 hour to 1 hour and a half daily lessons. But again, you don't have to kill yourself and do 1 lesson every day. That might be way too much. I always say to my students, we started doing this when it was COVID. Everybody was at home. Everybody had 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours to study every day. Now people don't have that much time. So I recommend doing 2 lessons a week, active lessons. You sit down, you grab a piece of notebook, not a piece of paper. So you have your own mini dictionary. You write everything. You repeat after me like a parrot, non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. Speak with yourself non-stop. You will improve so much. So instead of finishing in 30 days, you can finish the course in about 3 months to 4 months. And on the other days, you can use all the extra material that I have, tons of MP3 files, tons of PDF files for revision when you're walking, cooking, driving, doing sports. So it's really also an amazing course. So it's good to study on social media. It's good to come online on Instagram, all of that. But if you're serious about language learning, you need structure, a roadmap, something that takes you from point A to point B. Then you achieve the first milestone. Okay, then the second milestone. It has to be a build-up, not random things from here and there. Okay? So without talking too much, let me check if anyone has a question. And I'm gonna start with today's lesson. As I said, somebody asked me this. So I thought, yalla, why not? We can do a lesson about it. Okay? So it's about how we use the feeling thing. Okay, so here I wrote in Arabic. Don't worry, I'm gonna type on it as well in English. So let's begin. So I wrote here, how do you feel? And here I wrote كيف حاسس. I'm pronouncing it. By the way, number 7 is the h sound. Yalla, say with me out loud. Write everything. Don't just, I'm sitting here and watching. No, please say with me out loud. I'm speaking, so speak with me, okay? Put the effort like me. So, كيف حاسس. I said حاسس, but you can also pronounce كيف حاسس with the A sound. If I didn't put these lines, it means it's still an A sound. I'm just being lazy and I'm not putting the accent on it, okay? كيف حاسس or كيف حاسس You can pronounce both of them. Personally, I come from a village in Mount Lebanon. We tend to say كيف حاسس, okay? But if you say كيف حاسس, it's 100% okay as well in the Lebanese accent, okay? Now, if I'm asking a guy, I say كيف حاسس or كيف حاسس. Now, do you want me to bring it closer or it's good enough? But if I want, now how do I close this? Let me close this. But if, oh, no, wait, cancel. I just want to move this. Okay, good. I managed. Okay, so, but if you want to ask a girl, you're not using كيف حاسس. In that case, you have to say كيف حاسة. كيف حاسة. It's a Samsung flip. Okay, so كيف حاسة. I'm adding the A, which is the T marbuta. Let's write it in Arabic. كيف حاسة or كيف حاسة. Sorry, I wrote on the word. Okay? So حاسة or حاسة. It's the same. كيف حاسة or كيف حاسة. Okay? Are you saying out loud with me? Type yes if you are. Yalla. Say out loud. Now, I made a video on Saturday where I used the phrase حاسة بالزلم. Personally, as I said, I'm saying حاسة with an A, and that's feminine. Some people say حاسة بالزلم. So let's break it down and what it means, and it's really something really nice some student made me discover. Okay, so here, if you look, it's حاسة. Let me write it. حاسة or حاسة. Let's talk about the literal meaning of this. If you translate it into English, it means I feel. You think it's a verb, but in Arabic, it's not a verb. It's a participle. And participle, it's an active participle, by the way, which means something like the doer, usually. So when I say here, حاسة, I'm literally saying in the feminine form, with the T marbuta, if you see it here, I'm literally saying the feeler, the person who feels. So in this case, I'm actually saying I am the feeler, but it's not I am the feeler or anything like that. It plays the role of a verb and it translates as I feel. حاسة or حاسة in the feminine form. You see it? Understood so far? So you're literally saying what? Can you type it in the comment box? You're saying, write it. So حاسة in the feminine form means feeler, okay? The person who feels, but it's playing the role of a verb and it translates as I feel. حاسة. If you're a guy, you're not gonna say حاسة. You will say حاسس. حاسس. Okay? So حاسس. I am the feeler. Masculine, okay? حاسس. So far, let's not look at this part. We're just trying to understand the word حاسس or حاسة. So if you're a guy, you're gonna say حاسس. If you're a girl, you're gonna say حاسة. And actually, I didn't include it here. If you're a group of people, like if you want to say we are the feelers, what you're gonna do in that case, you're gonna add an in the end, and you're gonna say حاسين. We are the feelers or we feel. Okay, let me write it for those of you who don't write Arabic, but who have to learn Arabic. You have to learn Arabic at some point. Okay, writing, because that's such a gap that you can get rid of. It's an amazing thing to do. So, حاس, and it's not even difficult to write Arabic, so learn it. Okay, so حاسين in the plural. So, again, I feel, if I was a guy, I say حاسس. If you're a girl, if I'm a girl, I say حاسة. Okay, and in the plural, we will say حاسين with the in the end. Okay, حاسين, we feel. And by the way, when I'm saying حاسس, حاسة, and حاسين, it's not just about me. Okay, it really depends on if whatever you're referring to is a guy, girl, or plural. For example, if it's أنا as a girl, I'm gonna say أنا حاسة. That's feminine. If you're a guy, you're gonna say أنا حاسس in the masculine form. Okay, here حاسس and حاسة. Now, أنت is you masculine. أنت. You're gonna say حاسة or حاسس. 1 second. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm here. So he was supposed to come like in 15 minutes, but he came earlier. But yalla. So let's go back. Let me catch a breath because I was running. So to repeat, we were saying we have to use حاسس masculine, حاسة feminine, حاسين plural. So if for example I say أنا, I'm going to repeat this part. أنا as feminine, I say أنا حاسة. If you're a guy, you're not going to say أنا حاسة, you will say أنا حاسس. Okay? Now, let's go to أنت. أنت is masculine, you masculine. So am I going to say أنت حاسس or أنت حاسة? Which one? I'll write it in the comment box. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me. منقول, do we say أنت حاسس أو أنت حاسة? Which one? Write it. Oh my god, how come I have only 13 people live when you have 45k? So, anyways, so يلا شو منقول؟ Hi Mo! Good to see you. So شو منقول؟ أنت حاسس أو أنت حاسة؟ Which one, guys? Yes, of course, فرح كتير منيح. أنت حاسس or حاسس. As I said, you can pronounce it حاسس or you can pronounce it حاسس نفس الشيء. Why? Because we said حاسس is a masculine participle. Now أنت is feminine, so we're gonna say أنت حاسة. مش أنت حاسس غلط, okay? So let's repeat. أنا حاسة as a girl. If I'm a guy, I'm gonna say أنا حاسس. أنت masculine حاسس. أنت حاسة. Okay? هو again we will say حاسس. So we're literally saying he is the feeler, which means he feels. هو حاسس. هي, she, we're gonna say حاسة. She is the feeler, literally, which means she feels. Let's write these for the people who don't know how to read. So it's حاسس, حاسة, and حاسين. So هي حاسة or هي حاسة. Now نحنا, when it comes to نحنا, we said it's in the plural, which means we. نحنا, it's حاسين or حاسين. I pronounce it حاسين. نحنا حاسين. We are the feelers, which means we feel. نحنا حاسين. انتو حاسين. Still the same because it's you plural. انتو حاسين. هن is they. هن حاسين. Again, they are the feelers, which translates as they feel. هن حاسين. So far it's okay. Let me know in the comment box if so far it's okay. So I'm just gonna repeat slowly. So أنا حاسس or أنا حاسس if you're a guy. أنا حاسة or أنا حاسة if you're a girl. I am the feeler, which means I feel. أنت حاسس, you masculine feel. أنت حاسة, you feminine feel. هو حاسس, he feels. هي حاسة, she feels. نحنا حاسين, we feel. انتو حاسين, you plural feel. هن حاسين, they feel. Okay, perfect so far. We conjugated حاسس for you. Now, why do we have here the word? In English you say I feel, then you use an adjective, guilty. Okay? But in Arabic what we're actually saying, with a Lebanese accent here, حس بي, and the B here means with, literally. And we have the il, which is the definite article, the, il, you see, alif lam here, bil. So together, when you say bil, literally means with the or in the. But here in this context, it means with the. So, bil, with the. So, literally, you're saying that basically, I am the feeler with the what? Then we have the word zen. Notice here it's written with a val, the, then. But in the Lebanese accent, we pronounce it as a z, zen. Okay? So, I'm going to write it here. Bil, zen. But, one more detail. So, we're literally saying, I am the feeler with the guilt. Hesse, I am the feeler, feminine. Bi means with. Il means the, and zen means guilt. I am the feeler with the guilt. Okay, now something else has to also change with the pronunciation. If you didn't watch my sun and moon letters video, please watch it. It's very, 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 very important for pronunciation. But anyways, I'm going to give you a quick detail here. The word dhanb in standard Arabic, or zanb with a Lebanese accent, starts with the letter dhal. And the letter dhal is called a sun letter. So whenever you have words starting with the letter dhal or any other sun letter, and you want to add before it the definite article il, which is the, you don't end up pronouncing this l here, the lam, as if it's not there. So instead of saying bi il zanab, we will end up saying immediately, as if it's not here, we will say bizzanab, 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 hesse bizzanab. Okay, now something else. Am I saying 100% hesse bizzanab? No, the word zanb, zanb, you should all say it with one clap. It's a one syllable word. Say it with me. Zanb, zanb, or zanb, zanb, zanb. But even us as native speakers, sometimes when we have a one syllable word, we don't end up pronouncing it zanb. We add like a little like a vowel sound to it to make it easier to pronounce. And notice I'm not saying zanb always, I'm saying sometimes zanib, zanib. So I'm changing it into kind of a two syllable word just to make it easier to pronounce. Zanib. Isn't it easier than just zanb? Zanib. Okay? So the whole thing now will be pronounced as hesse bizzanib. Let's write it here. Hesse bizzanib. So I didn't pronounce the alif lam, bilzanib. I said bizzanib. Now if you say bilzanib, is it the end of the word? It's not. You could still say it, but it's clearer to say bizzanib. Now, that's how you say I feel guilty. You say I feel with guilt. Hesse bizzanib. If you're a guy, you say حاسس بالذنب. And if you're a group of people, you say حاسين. Remember we wrote حاسين, the feelers. حاسين بالذنب. Okay? Now somebody on YouTube asked me, why don't you put حالي, myself? Because I mentioned many times, maybe in previous lessons before, that a lot of times when I want to say I feel something, in Arabic what we say actually, in the Lebanese accent, with the Lebanese dialect, we actually say I feel myself something. That's why a lot of times you will see the word حالي immediately after حس. So for example, you would say حس حالي, حاسس حالي, I feel myself, literally. حاسين حالنا, we feel ourselves. In that case, it will be حالنا, ourselves. حاسس حالي, حس حالي, and حاسين حالنا. Let me write it also in Arabic and both Roman alphabet. حاسين حالنا. Literally, we feel ourselves. Actually, literally, we are the feelers of ourselves, which translates as we feel ourselves, which just translates into English as we feel. حاسين حالنا. So, حاسين حالنا. So far you understand that we put sometimes حاسين with ourselves, حالنا. So let me repeat the whole thing. حاسس حالي. I feel myself, which means I feel. حاسة حالي. I feel myself in the feminine form. حاسين حالنا. We feel ourselves in the plural form. Now, when it comes to here, this, can I say حاسة حالي بالذنب؟ حاسة حالي بالذنب? No, I cannot say it. It's wrong. Why? This is what I discovered today. Because when I'm using the noun, which means guilt, I'm not using adjective guilty, I'm using the noun guilt, and I'm saying with the guilt بالذنب, I cannot put حالي in between. I just say I feel with guilt. حاسة بالذنب. حاسس بالذنب. But here, look what I wrote. I wrote حاسة حالي, I feel myself. Then I followed it not with a noun with guilt, I followed it with the actual adjective, which is in this case مذنب. مذنب. Say it with me. مذنب is an adjective, guilty. So حاسة حالة, or I also can pronounce it حالة, but personally Mount Lebanon I pronounce it حالة. حاسة حالة مذنب. مذنب. So I use an adjective. So if I use an adjective, can I say حاسة مذنب? Wrong. You have to put حالة in between. So حاسة حالة مذنب, or you can pronounce it as I said حاسة حالة مذنب. And if you're a guy, you say حاسس حالة مذنب. 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 I'm going to write them here with the Roman alphabet. So حاسة حالة مذنب or حاسس حالة مذنب. In the plural, حاسين with the in, as we said. حالنا, as we said. مذنبين. We add the in the end, in the plural. So let's write all of them with the Roman alphabet as well. So حاسس حاسس حالة مذنب. If you're a guy, this is the one. حاسس حالة, sorry, this is the one. حاسس حالة مذنب. Now the second one. حاسة حالة مذنبة. مذنبة. This is an adjective. It's not a noun. So I have to, must put the حالة here. So حاسة حالة مذنبة. This is it. حاسة حالة مذنبة. In the plural, حاسين حالنا مذنبين. مذنبين. Let's write it in Arabic. حاسين or حاسين, same thing. حاسين حالنا مذنبين. Got it? I hope you did. Let me know if you got it. Yalla. Tell me guys, who understood? If you didn't understand, you can rewatch it if you just came, okay? So this was the lesson for today when it comes to guilt. You can use, of course, every time you feel anything with the same structure. So for example, here I gave the example of حاسة with the تعب. تعب يعني fatigue. I'm not saying tired, I'm saying fatigue, tiredness. So حاسة بالتعب. Again, the word تعب is a word that starts with the T. And the T is a sun letter. And every time you have a sun letter, go watch my sun letter and moon letter lessons. Right next to it, Globetrot with Arabic, so you can find me the lesson immediately. So, because the word ta'ab starts with the T, which is the sun letter, I will write bil ta'ab with the fatigue, but we will pronounce it bit ta'ab. Bit ta'ab. The L here won't be pronounced, and because there is the B here, I'm immediately going from the B to the T. From the letter B, حرف الB to the T. Bit ta'ab. Bit بالتعب. حس بالتعب. I feel with the fatigue, which means I feel tired in the feminine form. حاسس بالتعب. I feel with the fatigue, which is also in the masculine form. I feel with the fatigue, يعني I feel tired. Now, if I want to say it with an adjective, which is تعبان, تعب, where there is a عين, تعبان, تعبان, that's an adjective, masculine. تعبانة, that's an adjective, feminine. تعبان is an adjective, is not a noun. تعبانة is an adjective, is not a noun. So, because it's an adjective, I have to insert the word حالة or حالة, we pronounce it. So I will say حس حالة تعبانة. Say it with me. I feel myself tired. حس, I am the feeler of. حالة, myself. تعبانة, I feel myself tired, which means I feel tired. حس حالة تعبانة, feminine. If you're a guy, you have to say حاسس حالة تعبان. In the plural, you have to say حاسين حالنا تعبانين, with the in the end, written like this, تعبانين. So that's it, I guess, for today. You got the concept, so from now on you can play around with adjectives or with nouns. But I just want to say something when it comes to these two phrases. When I say حس حالة مزن ب, yes, we say it, but we use a lot حس بالذنب. But when it comes to being tired, حس بالتعب, we don't really use it like that. We use more حس حالة تعبانة or حس حالة تعبان. حس بالتعب, it's a way to say, yeah, I am feeling the fatigue. Okay? It's not wrong, but you can say it. Understood? I can't wait longer and explain more on this because I am so hungry. I'm gonna eat. My friend is coming soon as well. But if you didn't understand much, just pause, repeat, do things. Write a comment, write your questions. And by the way, somebody mentioned it on YouTube. Why don't you put comments on my Instagram and on my YouTube? Why? Yalla, put it. It helps my Instagram spread much faster. And I put so many lessons for you, sometimes half an hour, sometimes 1 hour, sometimes more than 1 hour. Take 2 seconds to put a comment. It's not gonna hurt. Okay? Do it. So, yalla, now when we finish this lesson, put a comment. And before I go, I just wanted to tell you that, again, you can check how much